Greetings, it's Christine. It's been a while since I updated my YouTube channel, a really long time. I've been studying for these 2.5 years. It was very rough. First of all, I am done with studying now. I took a year unit in PR and communication, and it was a third party who paid for my study. It was the kind of study that you take through the internet, and the exam goes through the internet too. So all I had to do for the exam was like write a paper, and they graded, and it was very difficult 2.5 years, and I didn't have the opportunity to keep my YouTube account going because I was always so exhausted, because I had to like read hundreds of pages and then write two papers. It's been very complicated because usually the papers require me to take the things I'm going to learn and then use it on a practical approach. So it wasn't really easy. So it kind of required me to think a lot. And because of that, all my energy was used to study, write these papers, and prepare for my exams. So I didn't actually have that much energy when I came home to record. And these past 2.5 years, I've been spending a lot of time at the office. Like I had my own office, and the third party was like, okay, we pay for the study, but in exchange you have to work for us. And I was like, okay, but that's fine. That's completely fine. I can do that kind of work, and it's the kind of work where I scan all photos, and they will be digital copies of the photos, which will be used for science in the future. I am so happy that I'm finally done. My original plan was actually to study another course, more with another 1 year unit for the next 2 years. The goal was to take more journalistic courses because I have plans to be a worker within the media or something like that, but it doesn't seem like that would happen because something happened with the third party, because I have to refer to third parties. The first third party was the one that got me to the study program that the second third party is paying for. Turns out that the first third party has reached a limit somehow. It was actually fine for the second third party to continue with the funding of the studies, but the first third party said no, it's enough for now, you have to get a job. So no more studying for me. This PR and communication course, it had multiple type of classes. First we have the practical PR, how PR works in practice. Then there's the academic writing class, because this course is based by writing good papers, so it's very important that we learn how to write good papers, academic papers. That one I did really well. I actually got an A. And I then took course in marketing, which was something I didn't know anything about. I just jumped into it. It was so new and I did struggle, but ironically marketing is the course that I'm actually best at, and I also got an A. and I was one of the 5 that got an A. I was really surprised by it. And then I also took one course in journalism. It was to learn how to write an article, so I can do that now and understand journalism. And Norway is very strict when it comes to ethics and journalism. We have Vær varsom-plakat, and it's lots of rules that ethical rules that journalists have to follow. Then I did take another course in psychology, like consumer behavior, to understand the mechanisms behind consumer choice and how consumers kind of work. So there's lots of different theories within, and it is also something to do with marketing, like what kind of methods are used. I did quite well with that. So I did really well with the marketing parts of the course. And then I had 2 courses within leadership and communication within organizations and all that kind of things. So I am actually now much more qualified to be leader than most people, because I actually did use the skills that were in the book to have this practical approach, like how I would like change things in a company or something like that. I admit that I do not want a leadership role after this, because it's lots of work, and sure, you are very high up in the hierarchy and you get good paid, but you have lots of responsibility. So if something goes wrong, then it's your responsibility. Like I said, I took 2 courses. The second course is how communication works within a company, how to communicate, why communication is so important within an organization, and what is a strategic communication, all that stuff. And the final course that I took this semester, which I finished a few weeks ago, which is politics and lobbying. Because of certain circumstances, I decided to take this course last. Course was like how to understand the Norwegian political system, how it works, and of course it also included things like NATO and EU, the EU Parliament and all that. It also had like how to navigate the political system when you have the goal of lobbying for something, how you do it, like when do you contact this person, when do you contact that person, how you can as a lobbyist affect the political system and get what you want. So now I have spoken about the studies, what I have finished this past 2.5 years. Actually, me studying is kind of a miracle, because I had such a bad experience when I was younger with studying in Tromsø. It was like I had a failed biology degree, which is pretty useless, but I do have it, so they are registered in my name. I went to this website where they put the grades and found out that actually the courses that I had taken in Tromsø, they are not completely wasted, because they are registered in there. It's only the 2 courses that I failed completely that are not there. So I do not have a complete bachelor degree, sadly. But I do have now 1 year unit in PR and communication. So I am really proud of that, because getting from a bad place when it comes to studying and becoming okay with trying again. I think maybe I should have tried something like this earlier, but when I think about it, because I do have ADHD, and that gives itself its challenges. Like I am impulsive, I get bored very quickly, depressed very easily. So pushing myself for something so dull as studying. It's really, really hard. So maybe if I had tried this earlier, maybe I would have known how I should study, because back then I didn't have any diagnosis, which I do have now. So the diagnosis changed so much, because now I actually do understand how I should study and what kind of methods works for me and what doesn't work, like the old typical memorization methods that you have to memorize. And memorizing is not really one of my strongest suits, because other makes it a little bit difficult. I know not everybody has memory issues like that, but I do. And remembering all the details, for example, in the Krebs cycle, it's really hard. But what I did figure out, that because the way the exams are built in these courses that I have taken, is that I don't need to remember the details of the course. For example, I don't have to remember all the ethical rules for journalism, for example. I don't have to remember those. I can just look them up on a book. I just have to know how to use and then write the paper. So it was so much friendlier for me, because I was actually able to do the exam in a way that didn't give me a disadvantage. So the question becomes then, what now? Actually, I don't really know. I am personally hoping that I will be now able to update my YouTube a little bit more. But what the steps forward now is for me to get a job. Like, I am on kind of benefit money, but my supervisors at the first third party said that because I've been studying now, jumping directly to 100% job is not really good. For me, I have to like steadily work myself, normalize the job, so maybe I am 50% at work and 50% benefit money. The system works like it should be beneficial to work than be on benefit money. So when I work, I get more money than the benefit money that I have. Now it is to find a job that is fit with the benefit money. That's like the goals for the upcoming months. And I also have a desire to get the driver's license. Yes, driver's license. Because if I ever want a journalistic job or something like that, I need a car. The North is actually more focused on cars. So for me, it would be so much better if have the driver license, and then I could like drive myself to, for example, next town or something like that, or when I want. But the best part is I could personally go solo vacationing with my car. So on summer I could like drive, go wherever I want without single care. And it would have been fun to own a car. For the next months, get a job and not get a driving license, but start the process of taking the theory, driving theory, like to understand how the rules are, and then practice, obviously. So I also have to like learn how to drive on winter, because here do have ice and snow on the road. So learning how to navigate that is so important. And I admit that I am nervous, because I am actually quite late with getting a driver's license. Usually here people get it when they are 18, 20, around there, depending. But 30 that I am, very, very rare. When I was younger, I used to think like I'm going to live in a city. I'm gonna finish my education. I'm gonna be a biologist, get a job in the city. I can live with buses and trains. But that didn't happen. That's why I'm late. So yeah, that's the goals. So I used to say that I have four sides, which are the goth, the rivethead, the punk, and the raver. I always said that, but I recently felt these last few years that I usually say that, but when I say I listen to techno or something like that, I usually just list very old techno artists. Been thinking maybe I should give modern techno or modern trance a chance. And I did, and recently I've been like hooked for that. First it began like with these techno and trance remixes of older songs. From there I slowly started listening to some more like original songs of these artists that mixed it, and these days my Bandcamp is full with underground rave music. But for me, it's really important that you people don't forget that I still love industrial and goth music. I am still goth and I'm still rivethead, and I also do consider myself still a punk. I have to take one of these bracelets and show you the most important thing with some of my bracelets. Do you see what this is? It says industrial. I have lots of these that say industrial. So I do combine an industrial with the rave. What I actually do like with the rave culture is that they also have one similarity with the industrial and the goth scene, which is do it on your own mentality. For example, these candy bracelets, they are made by ourselves. I am actually going to Amphi this year, so if everything goes well, I will post a story time what happens during Amphi. And I'm so excited for that one because I will meet one of my friends that I had for years, my Australian friend. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing a few goth bands and many industrial bands, obviously. Like my 30th birthday, I decided to travel to Oslo, and that was a really fun experience. I stayed at my concert bestie's place, and I was there for the weekend until my birthday, and I came home at my birthday. So it was like on the Friday we went to this metal concert. It was really, really good actually. The third band was amazing. I have their set list too, and I thought the singer was a little bit handsome too. So my friend didn't say it, but that's fine. We have completely different taste. On the second day, I went to this gigantic rave on the 26th. It was fantastic. It was amazing. That was one of the highlights of 2025 for me. I was raving, I was having fun, and I hugged people, but I sadly didn't get any like the prayer handshake. Peace, love, unity, respect. And then you exchange the bracelets. Yeah, something like that. I didn't get to do that at the rave because it seems like, yeah, it's a little bit different between American and European rave culture, and currently where the rave culture is in Europe, Fleur trading bracelets and candy is not so common, but it's more an American thing. But I love this. I saw some people rolling. One of them seems to go really badly. I saw this couple who was obviously rolling, and she was having a really hard time. A little bit later, I hope that she's fine now. Gosh, but there was this one guy that I really wished I had asked his Instagram or something like that. I want to know more people in the Oslo region. I can contact more people to say, okay, are you going to this rave or blah 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 blah. On the 27th, I was with my concert bestie in Oslo, and we saw this cool death rock band in this really interesting venue with, like, they have no camera rules. I understand it. This is a rebel club, literally rebels, and lots of protesters stay there. It's also where some people do certain things. Due to those, they have a policy of no photos. But this one death rock band had booked that venue. It was just spontaneously, and when I found out that they're playing, I was so excited. I had not seen a death rock band live. I've been into the goth scene for so many years, and when I was a baby, that death rock was literally the genre for me. I still love it today, and ending my 20s with a concert of a death rock band, it literally made me cry. I was emotional. I was trying to keep it steady there, not to see, because when I think about it, in my early 20s, I had lots of mental health issues. I was literally depressed because of my failures in Tromsø, and death rock was the music that saved me from wanting to end myself. So, thinking that I was ending my 20s with a concert of a death rock band, like I'm born on the 28th, really late in the morning. So it was only a few hours after the concert ended and my birthday. So I told the band that I was so thankful that I had come here. I didn't, like, in Oslo. I didn't tell them why, but I was so happy, and I was able to actually grab the set list. So I do have it on my wall of low over there, and it's so beautiful. And I'm grateful that I had the set list because, like I said, the venue is no photos. So I had at least one memory of that night. And we watched the concert together, and we left together back to her apartment or something like that. We took the train. So yeah, that's actually how I celebrated my 30th birthday. It was really fun. That was a little bit update what has been happening with my life, where it's going, and what I have been doing, other than the studying, of course. It's really, really important for me to update you because it's been a while since I've been active on YouTube. So let's see how things go. And hopefully, I will see you again in a story time. Bye. See you.